Good morning. My name is K. Daniels, and I want to welcome us to today's broadcast. Um, Heavenly Father, we thank you for this morning. We worship you because you're a good God. We thank you, Father, because you are a wonderful Father. Thank you for your good hand upon our lives. Thank you for your outstretched arm. Thank you, Father, because you're going to reach out to us today again the way you've never reached out to us before. Show yourself strong in our lives today. Impact us the way you have never impacted us before. Open us up to new light and understanding. Let today be a day to be much wondered at. Let today be a day to be much remembered. In the name of Jesus Christ. Thank you, Heavenly Father. To you alone be all the glory. In Jesus' mighty name. Today we're going to be going straight into what we have, and that is our Inspiration Daily, Character for Exploits, Part 5, which is the final, for this series on character for exploits. From Saturday tomorrow, we're going to start a new series. And on Sunday, by the grace of God, we're going to be having a prophetic view of what we're going to be, exploring all through the month of June, the 6th month. One of the 2 months that form the midst of the year. Praise the Lord. So today we're going to be looking at purpose, potential, preparation. How do they influence our quest for, exploits? The month, all through the month of May, we'll be looking at exploits. That is, they that do know their God, they shall be strong, and they shall do exploit. So exploit, making grace, exploit, making, abilities. So let's start this way. When it comes to developing character for exploits, we cannot shy away from the need to discover purpose, unleash potential, and prepare for change. These are 3 basic building blocks in the school of exploits. This is because purpose is the source of fulfillment in life. Purpose, the discovery of purpose. No matter, no amount of accomplishment can replace the power and the motivation of finding your own special niche and working towards your dreams. You must find that thing that makes you special, that thing that makes you different, that thing that commands, that makes you command attention. You must be able to find it. This is why fulfilling purpose must be the primary goal of every person. Fulfilling purpose must be the primary goal of every person. But what is purpose? What is purpose? Everything in life has purpose. Everyone on the planet was born with and for a purpose. We are born with and for a purpose. It is this purpose that is the only source of meaning. When you find purpose, you find meaning. When you find purpose, you find fulfillment. It's merely an experiment or an haphazard journey that results in frustration, disappointment, and failure. Without purpose, life is subject to environmental influence and circumstances of the moment. Likewise, in the absence of purpose, time has no meaning. Time is an interruption in eternity. Time. So I call it a calibration of eternity. So time has no meaning in the absence of purpose. Energy has no reason, and life is meaningless, all in the absence of purpose. All in the absence of purpose. So it is purpose that gives, it is purpose that gives meaning to life. It is purpose that gives meaning to life. It is therefore essential that we understand and discover purpose in life so that we can experience an effective, full, and rewarding life. If you must have a full and rewarding life, it is essential to understand and discover purpose. So what then is purpose? Purpose, therefore, is the original intent and the cause for the creation or existence of a thing. It is the end for which it is the destination that prompts a journey, the expectation of the source, the objective for the subject, the aspiration for the inspiration, the word for the wordspiration, and the object one wills or resolves to have. Purpose, therefore, is the original intent in the mind of the creator motivated him to create a particular item. This is key. It is the why that explains the reasons for existence. It is the why that explains the reason for existence. So every product is a child. Computers, space rockets, whatever it is, the mortar in the house, the spoon, the knife, the plates, they are all created with a specific purpose. If you don't know their purpose, there's every tendency you abuse them. Those who don't know the purpose of a child, they abuse children. Those who don't know the purpose of humanity, they abuse humanity. See the callous way a black man was murdered in the US yesterday. People who don't have value for life, they tend to abuse life. For instance, in the African continent, we don't have value for life. So we tend to abuse life the way we like it. Just abuse life. So every product is a child of purpose. In other words, before any product is made, there is a purpose established in the mind of the manufacturer that gives conception to the idea that becomes the substance for the design and production of the product. Thus, purpose precedes production. Purpose precedes production. Genesis chapter 1 verse 26 gives us an idea of what I'm talking about. And God said, let us make man in our own image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the face of the earth. So before creation of man, God established a purpose. Well, unfortunately, many today are not even aware of the purpose in the mind of the Creator. Are not aware. Allow me to say that the reason Jesus came to save mankind is primarily to restore God's original purpose. for man on the earth. So the message of salvation is a message of restoration, primarily a message of restoration. A return to the lost kingdom, a kingdom on earth with heavenly influence. It is dominating the earth with heaven's influence. Dominating the earth with heaven's influence. So if you are not in connection with heaven, if you don't have a relationship with heaven, if you don't have a relationship with the homeland in heaven, there is no way you can dominate the earth with that dimension of influence. A spirit and a mind that can effectively communicate with the control towers in heaven. Everything is designed with a purpose. Everything is designed with a purpose. Acts chapter 26, verse 16, for example. But rise and stand upon thy feet, for I have appeared unto thee for this purpose, to make thee a minister and a witness, both to these things which thou hast said, and of those things in the which I will appear unto thee. For I have prepared unto thee for this purpose. So me and you are prepared unto a purpose. Unto a purpose. So whatever we are made to become is a function of purpose. A function of purpose. Whatever we are made to become is a function of purpose. Whatever you are wired to do is born out of purpose. Your purpose reveals your potential. Your purpose reveals your potential. And what is potential? Potential is what you can do, what you are wired to do, what you have been created to do, but you have not yet done. You have not yet done. It's either you have not discovered it, that's why you have not yet done it. Genesis chapter 11, verse 2 gives us paints another picture about why purpose is so crucial. It said, and it came to pass as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. Verse 3. And they said one to another, go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. Verse 4. And they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach into heaven, and let us make a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the earth, upon the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. Verse 6. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Their purpose was to build a tower whose top may reach into the heavens, so that they can make for themselves a name. They were men that had fallen from grace. They were men that had no fear of God anymore. They were men that were self-centered. They were men that had no communication whatsoever with heaven's tower, heaven's throne. They were no longer in communication with heaven. So they wanted a man-made communication that will communicate with the station in heaven. They've forgotten that because of the sin of Adam and Eve, they were sent out of the transmitting station. So they could not transmit anymore. They could not, receive anymore. from what heaven was broadcast. And that great dragon was chased out of heaven. So there's no space for evil in heaven. There is no way evil men can communicate with heaven's throne. God's reaction showed that man had the capacity to accomplish it. Yes, they could accomplish it. They had it in them. Because they were made in the likeness, in the image and likeness of God. But they lost connection with God. That connecting power was gone, but potential was there. That's why Genesis 11:6. I want to read it again. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do, and now nothing shall be restrained from them which they have imagined. This is why Jesus came to set things straight, so that man can start building again with heaven-inspired purpose, with an heavenly inspired mission, with an heavenly inspired vision, with an heavenly inspired ambition, with an heavenly inspired motivation, with an heavenly inspired inspiration. Heaven controlling everything. Let your will be done on earth as it is done in heaven. Let there be a communication channel. That was why Jesus came. So not accepting him is a risk. Not accepting is a risk. So when you are saved, you are expected to reestablish communication with heaven. Expected to reestablish communication with heaven. The desire of these evil men to establish communication with heaven would always end up in frustration. Always end up in frustration. Evil men cannot successfully communicate with heaven. Psalm 112, verse 10. The wicked shall see it and be grieved. He shall gnash with his teeth and melt away. Note, the desire of the wicked shall perish. So that's why their desire has perished. Not that they didn't have capacity to accomplish the task, but their desires perished. Their desires cannot sustain their potential. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth from the womb, I sanctified thee. In thee a prophet unto the nations. So before you start your journey to earth, before you started your journey to earth, there was a purpose and potential you were prepared with and prepared for before you got dispatched on the earth. But you must find it. If you must manifest it. If you must manifest it, you must find it. You must locate it. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 11. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Jeremiah, 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 what seest? And I said, I see a rod of an almond tree. And verse 12 says, then said the Lord unto me, thou hast seen well, for I will hasten my word to perform it. So God will only hasten to perform what you can see, what you are able to perceive that belongs to your potential, to your purpose. Here are three principles I came to discover as it relates to exploits. Number one, the principle of capacity. The principle of capacity. The true capacity of a product is determined not by the user, but by what? The manufacturer, the one that created it, the one that manufactured it. It's the one that sets the standard, that sets the use, that sets the purpose. A product does not get its purpose in the market. A product gets its purpose with the manufacturer. It is the manufacturer that determines its purpose. So every product has a purpose before it gets to the market. So you don't get your purpose in the market, you get your purpose with the manufacturer. So if you must discover your purpose, you need to be acquainted with your manufacturer. That's God. Therefore, your true capacity is not limited, reduced, or altered by the opinion of others or your previous experience. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to. Why? You are calibrated, you are capable of attaining the total aptitude given to you by the Creator to fulfill His purpose for your life on the earth. Therefore, the key to exploit is to discover the purpose or reason for your life and commit to its fulfillment at all costs. Commit to its fulfillment at all costs. Discover and commit. Number two, the principle of comparison. The principle of comparison. One of the significant mistakes we human beings make that robs us of our exploit making potential is comparison. That is, measuring of ourselves against the standard work or accomplishment of other people. Because somebody did this, then I must do it. No. This exercise is fruitless, demeaning, and personally tragic, because it places our true potential, our original potential, at the mercy of others. It is giving the brush of your life to others to paint, giving them the right to determine and define your success. Your success is in you and not in other people. Your success is in God and not in other people. Your breakthrough, your exploit is in you, in God and not in other people. The truth is that real exploit in life is not measured by how much you have done or accomplished compared to what others have done or accomplished. Real exploit is what you have done compared to what you could have done. So if you must compare yourself with yourself, what you are doing, what you have done, and what you could have done. What you could have done. In other words, living the maximum is competing with yourself. If you want to live a life of maximum impact, you need to compete with yourself. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 12. For we dare not make ourselves of the number, or compare ourselves with some that commend themselves. But they, measuring themselves by themselves and comparing themselves among themselves, are not wise. So when you compete or compare yourself with others, the Bible says you're a fool. The Bible calls you a fool. I'm not the one. The Bible says you're a fool. Verse 13 says, but we will not boast of things without our measure, but according to the measure of the rule which God had distributed to us, a measure to reach even unto you. And I like the way Galatians chapter 6 verse 3 puts it. For if a man think in himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceives himself. Verse 4, but let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone, and not in another. For every man shall bear his own burden. Every man shall bear his own burden. That's fine. So you bear your own burden. So your ability determines the talent you are given. Your ability. It's a function of the talent you have been given. It's a function of the talent you have been given. Number 3, the principle of experience. Experience may be defined as the observation of facts as a. I know that sometimes it could be a little bit deceiving. It could be deceiving. Sometimes things they are not really what they seem to appear like. But experience is good. It is going through some things and then seeing certain things. For example, failure. I define failure as first attempt in learning, unveiling real experience. We're going to be looking at that in detail in the month of June. Failure. It is the womb of a new beginning. Praise God. So by its nature, that is the nature of experience. Experience is a product of the past and is therefore limited to and controlled by previous exposure, not by current exposure or future exposure. So in spite of that fact, that experience may be valuable, in spite of that fact, experience may be valuable for making decisions and judgments concerning the future. Because if you have gone through it before, with the spirit of, with your inspiration, you can modify what has happened before to influence what you want to happen. So it is important to know that any significant measure of growth, development, expansion, or advancement will require some level of experience to submit to the substance of the unknown through faith. So you couple experience with faith, you generate new results. When you inject faith into experience, you produce a new product. But people prepared many promising people to cower or to cast shadows of fear and failure because they were not willing to venture out into the uncharted frontiers of new possibilities. Experience is given not to determine the limits of our lives, but to create a better life for us. To create a better life for us. Experience is therefore a tool to be used. It does not cancel capacity, it actually enhances capacity. And I would advise that you don't live amongst the pigeon when you have been designed to be or born to be an eagle. You have to look for other eagles so that you can learn the way of the mother eagle. So that you can experience God's altitude for your life. This is one way to command exploits. One sure way of commanding exploits is discovering purpose. It's releasing your potential. And it's preparing yourself for the change that this too brings. I hope you have been inspired. I hope you have been word inspired. But before I close this broadcast, I want to wish former Miss Okotie Sophia, now Mrs. Dave Sophia, a happy birthday. As your days, so shall your strength be. You will grow from strength to strength and fulfill destiny. You shall live long and see many more prosperous years in the name of Jesus. This wish is on behalf CY Global family, we wish you a happy birthday, many more returns of the day, long life and prosperity. That will be your portion in the name of Jesus. Today, good news will reach you. Favor will attend to you. In areas you least imagine. You shall be fruitful. You shall multiply. You shall replenish. You shall subdue, and you shall have dominion. In Jesus' mighty name. If you have been blessed by our broadcast this morning, like this video, share this video with your friends and family, subscribe to this channel, share with us your testimony. And for more videos, for more of our videos about all our videos all through the month of May, you can visit eccyi.blogspot.com. E with a triple C, yi.blogspot.com. And you'll be able to see all our videos all through the month of May. Till I come again to you tomorrow for another exciting word speech, even as we move into the month of June, a month that is sure to be a month of your new beginning. Be word inspired. Stay safe under the sun. Between now and tomorrow morning, expect good news, expect favor. Everywhere you turn today, you will be hearing congratulations in the name of Jesus Christ. The power of God better on you the way you have never experienced it before. In Jesus' name. I remain K. Daniels, and I wish you a inspired day. In Jesus' name.